I'm the founder of Acceleration Partners. We're a marketing company, and we manage 10 affiliate programs, a few of which we'll run through as examples here. Let Angel introduce himself.
My name's Angel Djambazov. I'm the owner of Custom Tailored Marketing. We run about 5 affiliate programs, and I'm also the editor-in-chief of revnews.com and revnews.org.
So we're going to take turns with the slides. I'll start. If you guys have any questions while we go along, just feel free to raise your hand, and we'll try to stop and answer them there. If you guys, if you haven't been to these sessions yet, the polling technology that's up here, you can either, it's a little confusing, you can tweet you do the number and then space and then the message, or you can text, or you can use the website. There's a slide like this at the end of the presentation too, so it'll post any questions that you have if you don't want to answer them. There's a mic there. I think they're trying to record it, so if you're in the back or you don't feel like the questions are loud enough, you can use the mic. If you've got a loud voice, you can go ahead and shout. So let's get this started. Why value-added affiliates? It seems like an obvious question, but I think like anything else, I would say that, the 80-20 rule, more than anything, affiliate marketing, I think, is the 90-10 rule, or even the 95-5 rule, in that 5% or 10% of your affiliates are going to be 90 to 95% of your sales. So finding a few of the right affiliates that are producing the right types of customers from you is going to drive your program's performance more than anything. When you hear a program say that they have 10,000 affiliates, I can promise you that it's a handful of those that are active, and sometimes that makes it harder. Something that's not talked a lot about, but I think the goal for affiliate marketing, and was originally conceived in the performance standpoint, was to generate new customer and new customer acquisition. Unfortunately, I think it's really moved away from that over the last couple of years, and we'll walk through why that happened. And part of the reason is a large portion of the industry does not understand affiliate attribution, and we'll go through this visually, but this is, what portion of your affiliate sales are really unique, and what portion of your affiliate sales are crossing over with other channels and making the numbers look a lot better than they are. From my perspective, affiliate sales are inflated about 200 to 300% because of this dynamic. And I think you'll hear numbers of affiliate sales can be 20% of your program, and in my experience, it's been more like 10, and when you start seeing the 20% and even higher numbers, some of the factors we're going to talk about are going on there. And the first couple slides, we're really going to go into a little bit about who's not a value-added affiliate, and I know that seems a little bit backwards, but I think it's really, you got to point out this dynamic and why a lot of affiliates are not value-added to understand what a value-added affiliate looks like. So we'll start off with a few slides in that area. So what's not a value-added affiliate? So unfortunately, a lot of sales today aren't generated by, aren't generating unique or incremental new customers, and they're not deduped against other channels. So there's a lot of sites who inherently, by their nature, target people who are already in the cart, who are already at the end of the transaction, who are bouncing around looking for deals, who went to a site and were redirected through a toolbar or something they may not have realized. And these are often people who are started on the website, the merchant's website, and the affiliates are being paid a commission really for someone who is already on their website. And that's very different than a site that was doing something to attract someone and to send them to a brand. So the other problem where I think companies are helping this is that they're paying commission levels designed for new customer acquisition. When people sit down and look at their programs and they say, we're going to pay a 5, or we're going to pay a 10, or we're going to pay a 15% commission, they're really thinking, I'm paying this for a new customer, and I can afford this to paying for a new customer. They're not thinking of, we're paying this for a customer who is always in our cart. And that's what's been going on. To point this out, I think it was 2010, October, New York Affiliate Summit, there was a well-known major retailer handing out a program card where the statistics said that their affiliate program conversion was 12%. That's too high. That's abnormally high. Best-in-class retailers have a 2 to 3% conversion rate. You would be merchant of the year, I think, in the internet world if you had a sustained 12% conversion rate. What the people writing this stuff on the marketing card, using this as an asset, don't understand is that their affiliate credit are getting credit. I mean, that for a lot of sales that they already had. When a person has a 50% conversion ratio, they're not generating incremental customers. What they're doing is getting credit for customers that are already on your site. So how does this double counting happen? If there's one thing I'd love for you guys to leave with today is understanding this visualization, because we spent a lot of time trying to explain it to people, and when they get it, they get it. But you have a lot of players on your marketing team, and they're working with. They could be consultants, they could be employees. You've got SEO, you've got affiliate and affiliate managers, you have your PPC team, email, retargeting, display ads, you have social, you have a bunch of different people who are working on the channels and reporting to you their statistics. Now, it's important to remember when someone says our affiliate program generated $1 million in sales, that's not necessarily duped against anything else. That's not a pure incremental number. That's a number that can be very misleading. And here's when 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 + 1 = 2. So for December, your SEO manager comes to you. He said, hey, we had $1 million worth of sales. Of sales where my tracking for SEO were in there. Your affiliate manager said, hey, we had $1 million for sales where my tracking was in there, and so on and so forth. And it adds up to $6 million. Only problem, the company had $2 million in sales last month. So this is a really important dynamic to understand, and when you're looking at your affiliates and when you're looking at where they are in the transaction, you start to understand who's getting new customers who didn't know you and bring your site, and who is taking people that already knew your brand or may have been on your site or are looking for you and taking credit for those and producing sales numbers that are artificially high.
We're going to play musical chairs just because of the layout.
Trying to keep you guys awake.
So, one of the factors here is that when you're trying to dedupe this, what ends up being your friend the most is analytics. The more analytics, the more tracking that you have, and the more technology and thought you put behind it, the better off you're going to be. And what you should be doing is essentially analyzing the click path and understanding, hey, if a affiliate or a publishing partner always shows up and only shows up as the last refer, but never the first refer, and this is an acquisition channel, then I have to start asking about the value of what that last refer really is. I think you also need to ask that for a different reason, because obviously the affiliate channel is supposed to be the highest return on ad spend channel of any of the marketing channels. That return on ad spend is what makes a channel valuable against other channels that can drive lots of volume in terms of both visitors and views. However, if that return on ad spend gets minimized or reduced because you're actually paying twice or 3 times because somebody, your search team paid for a click, and then the affiliate, at the end got commission as well, and you didn't dedupe those 2 channels in terms of attributing credit, suddenly the return on ad spend gets lowered because you're paying more for a single conversion. And analytics are really your friends in this case. Email, social, display, all of your channels interact in one area and attempt to get attribution, right? And internally, sometimes that can create conflict as well, because if you have a large marketing team and a different marketing team has different budgets, they're sometimes competing. Search could be competing against affiliate. Email could be competing against search, and everybody's always wanting to say that they drove that $1 million. They drove that, the maximum sale. And so sometimes you might get some pushback in terms of making sure the attribution is correct. But again, the big factor here is making sure that the channel itself remains profitable so it can be grown in a really, a sustainable way. So along with the analytics portion, I think that we should start to define, what we feel is not a value-added affiliate. First of all, if you can't understand by either looking at the affiliate site or looking at the affiliate's application or looking, at the analytics information you're getting back, what the affiliate is doing to drive the sale, there's a problem. In theory, when you're making partnerships with these publishers, the reason you're approaching them is because they're going to offer something to you that your marketing can either be enhanced by or improved by, because they have a customer segment that you are not reaching right now. So if you can't understand how they're bringing you that customer, there might be some problems there, because again, when there's smoke, there's probably fire. Affiliates who, there's a lot of folks out there who have heard about affiliate marketing and want to just try it from the home, and they buy a $99 pre-built affiliate site, and that pre-built affiliate site is just a pre-built, usually a banner farm, and that's not really a value-added site as well. And oftentimes I actually directly email these people and say, hey, we would love to help you, if you're really interested in this, develop a site, but whoever sold you the site didn't do you any favors. Trademark bidders and poachers, it's one thing if you're allowing trademark bidding in certain cases, you should. One of my clients, Keen Footwear, allows trademark bidding specifically because Keen, as a manufacturer, is also distributed among a lot of other retail merchants, and those retail partners allow bidding on Keen Footwear for their affiliates. So if we didn't allow bidding on the Keen brand, those affiliates that were in search would simply just move to the retail partners, and actually be more of a loss in terms of return on ad spend. But we actually talked that through before we made that decision. But if you don't allow trademark bidding, and a lot of merchants don't, again, affiliates who are doing that and against your T's and C's, of course, are not adding value. Cookie stuffers and sites, who are trying to, force clicks onto consumers. A lot of people ask me, how big of a problem is this? Last year, there was a case where 2 different affiliates got busted by the FTC for stealing $25 million worth of commissions from eBay. $25 million. How they were doing it was different varieties of cookie stuffing, and the way they got busted was on kind of a wild card use of the RICO law, which is the wire fraud law. But to me, 2 questions in terms of that thing you should think about is, if it's $25 million, if eBay is losing $25 million of commissions, and it turns into a federal case, one, who's asleep at the wheel, for that merchant? And number 2, that problem itself is is huge for somebody like eBay. It's even huger for people who don't have either the time or resources to follow up and check against the problem. I personally like coupon sites. I think coupon sites can add a lot of value, but there are some coupon sites that don't play nice, and in a lot of different ways. Like, for example, leaving coupons up beyond their expiration dates, those kind of things, stealing other exclusive coupons and using it for themselves. If they're not acting as part of your marketing arm, they're probably not adding value. There's a big argument about toolbars and stuff. The main thing to me with toolbars is, does the consumer understand what's happening? If the consumer cannot easily uninstall the toolbar, it's probably spyware. It's probably not actually adding value for either them or for you. If the consumer interacts with it and then they feel like they're getting value from it, and they can do things like uninstall it very quickly, I think that there's an argument to be made. There's some value there. And of course, affiliates who are actually retailers and taking orders somehow on their site are essentially, not value added. And I see a lot of merchants doing this, sometimes as well, where there's a merchant and suddenly they're, driving Amazon affiliate traffic. And I also have to question from the affiliate's point of view why they would want to work with a merchant like that, because obviously that provides a lot of leaks, and a professional affiliate doesn't really interested in working with that kind of merchant.
The one other thing that's really key to understand to that last point is that most programs operate on a last-in cookie basis, and when you have sites that are always showing up in the end, regardless of if you're paying them 1% or 20%, I would argue you should pay them 1%, what they do is they start to override the cookies of other affiliates. So the folks who join the program and create demand, if the manager is not regulating the program and it's free-for-all and all these people can come in at the end, they join, they send tons of clicks, they get no sales, and they get frustrated and leave the program. So the folks who are taking the orders at the end are taking them once the demand's been created. When that legitimate affiliate quits, who's creating the demand, and says, you know what, I sent 10,000 orders to Home Depot just using it, and I got no conversions because some coupon site was stealing all those orders. They quit Home Depot and they send the orders to Lowe's. So now the coupon site sees their sales drop down too. So it's really important to understand that when you make it friendly to some of these sites, you're really hurting the people who are generating the demand. So we'll switch and talk about what to do, but this is just a visual example I want to show. And as Angel said, there are great coupon sites to work with. I think there's people that are hard to work with. I don't know that there's any justification for having 300 coupon sites in an affiliate program. I think it's really hard to manage. I think you should work with folks you have communication with. But here's an affiliate who we had talked to multiple times, who is in our program. And just so you guys understand, when we talked about cookie stuffing or forced clicks, the way this works is a lot of these sites where you see get coupon or activate coupon or click to reveal, once the user clicks on that and gets nothing or gets an expired coupon, gets an offer not better than what they have, that credit for the whole order now goes to that affiliate. So, this is a big problem. So here's 3 offers that are listed on this page. The first is a forced click and an incorrect expiration. This is, January. This offer was over a while ago. It's making them sound like they can get it. Someone who clicked on this offer, they get nothing or an expired offer, and they will have set the affiliate cookie. So now the affiliate gets credit for that whole order. The second one is not a real offer. I think it was a promo that was offered for a day or something a couple of months ago, but it's not a real ongoing offer. This third one expired 6 months ago to get a Father's Day greeting card. So this is not working with us and our marketing team to add value. So before we switch quickly, so methods to identify low value or fraud. Look, this is, for all the technology in this industry, there's some sophisticated tools that we need to prove that people are breaking in terms and conditions, but I can always tell it. A new affiliate comes out of the gate with 10,000 sales, and you go to the website and it looks like there's no traffic. The phrase before about where there's smoke, there's fire is almost always true in affiliate marketing. If it doesn't make sense, we have a standard email. We ask people, hey, can you explain us what you're doing? We see all this traffic. We went to the site. There's a 10 million Alexa ranking. People write me, I have a whole folder that I keep called fraud. They write explanations that go on for pages that explain nothing. We use a complicated multi-level marketing system that you couldn't possibly understand, and they go on and they go on, and we say, just send us a screenshot. Just show me one example. If you're buying ads on a network, just show me a screenshot of an ad, and they can't. So people go to amazing lengths to be deceiving.
Yeah, and one thing real quick, that I want to add to that is that, we're not advocating, being overly paranoid with your affiliate partners. What we are advocating is making sure that you're communicating with your publishers, and that's a two-way street. And if the publisher who is being obscure in that kind of way is not communicating back to you, then they're really not acting as part of a partner. And I think that's the issue here.
Yeah, I mean, it's really the simplest thing you can do is to ask an affiliate, hey, Mike, welcome to the program. We see that you're doing great. Could you just, help me explain a little bit about what you're doing? Not accusatory, but and see what you get back. Look for sudden spikes in traffic, transaction, or conversion. 99.9% of the time, when you see an affiliate with a conversion rate who's not a coupon site, because they just tend to convert higher of 8% plus, it's PPC trademark fraud. Look. If the merchant can convert at 2%, and that's a great number, how could someone have a 4 times better advantage than you? I mean, what could they be doing to sell? So if you don't know what trademark PPC bidding is, this is when affiliates go out there and buy pay-per-click ads with the merchant's URL name, pretending to be them, and then sending them to the site. Because it's people going back and looking for the merchant who already knew it, it has a very high conversion rate. So it's an easy way to spot it. If the network displays the referring URL, look at it. Just look where it's coming from. Does it look like a page that humans go to, that people would go to? Does it look appropriate for what you're doing? Compare their first refer to the last refer cookie. And again, this is there's a new kind of thing going on in affiliate marketing, which is kind of traffic laundering, which is in the old days, people would blast out an email and have no referral source, and people start asking a lot of questions. Where are you generating $10,000 in traffic with no referral source? So what people started doing is they set up very thin WordPress, one-page websites. They write a thin article, they put a banner, and they bounce the traffic off the site. So again, we'll see this crazy amount of traffic and sales. I'll look at this page. It will have some info about our program. It'll have a banner. I look at the Alexa ranking. It's 11 million. That means that no humans are on this website, and it just doesn't match up. So you got to watch for that. And then there's resources like Brand Verity, Affiliate Fair Play, Risk IQ, and Fraud Logic that can help you detect this stuff. So I'm sorry, we know you came to learn about value added, but and we're going to switch to that now for the remainder. But a lot of this stuff is really important to understanding why a lot of what's going on that people consider sort of just mainstream good practices, is not. So, any questions before we transition? Okay. Oh, last thing. Here's an example of like share a sale. If you want to understand like where people are in the click stream, they actually added a tool in their transaction history. You open up the click date, and it shows you these dots. And the dots were this affiliate or another affiliate. I think the green dot is the click that actually, the original cookie that generated in the sale, and then the blue dot is the when the sale happened. So they even start to give you some visualization of how many clicks, even from different affiliates, are going on, in your click stream. If you want to, you can open this up. If you have questions about someone, and if you see them always at the end and always in the last 5 minutes, that's pretty telling.
So in terms of asking a question, who is a value-added affiliate? To me, what I'm really excited about, and I'm always excited about, when I reach out to an affiliate, is when an affiliate themselves has some kind of, looks like they have a business model, looks like they have something that they're either passionate about if they're a small affiliate, or something they've spent a lot of time developing if they're a larger affiliate. So, how are they interacting with your consumer? Are they affecting, the purchase decision? Can they do something in terms of either talking about your product, talking about your brand itself, talking about the offer that you have out there that makes the consumer think to themselves, hey, I'd like to purchase, this product, or yes, this is, the right product for me. The ability to help develop brand loyalty for your own brand. The Keen, again, works a lot with outdoor affiliates. And the reason why is because the outdoor market, it's the right market itself, and there's between the Keen brand and other brands out there's a lot of competition, but those that are fierce about talking about reviews and how well the product is and can be honest about it can also then develop brand loyalty for the product themselves, because the consumer goes, again, this is the right product for me. Do they have traffic or mind share that you want to tap into? A lot of bloggers don't have a lot of traffic, but they do have a captured audience, and the fact that they have an audience that has read their blog and has subscribed to it and comes back on a regular basis and interacts with them. So to me, that's a niche mind share that I would like to tap into occasionally, if it's right for my merchant. And again, if they do have traffic that's appropriate, good traffic is always welcome. Customer referrals. Sometimes, we'll get into conversations with affiliates about increasing commissions and so on. And one of the things I always look at first is, how much actual new referrals am I getting from this partner? Because to me, if it's a not new to file customer and it's, not turning into a long-term customer as well, because LTV is important as well, then I'm not sure that those things are worthwhile. So to me, a value-added affiliate is somebody who's 75% or more of their traffic is new to file customers. I think that is a wonderful thing to look for. All of us want to, highlight these spectacular conversion rates. The fact is, though, I want a conversion rate to be sustainable. To me, a sustainable conversion rate is 2 to 3%. Coupon sites, again, tend to convert a little bit higher than that. And especially like, Black Friday, Cyber Monday, you've got these wild card days. But if you look at it throughout a whole year, 2 to 3% is where I expect most affiliates to land in. I think that's a very healthy conversion rate. The promotion, to me, and this is why I keep talking about products, like everybody can talk up a sale. We've got a Cyber Monday sale, and everybody can talk about it. But to me, one of the hardest things and one of the most value added from a merchant standpoint is if they can, describe a product to the consumer, especially if the product is highly technical or, it requires some education on the consumer's part, and they can talk about that product, they can often educate the consumer in better ways than the merchant themselves can. And so how do you find these, value-added affiliates? Well, first thing is, to me, and we didn't actually add this on the bullet points because I kind of felt bad about it, but first thing is to me is don't just rely on the network. Just don't log in there and hope that CJ, Linkshare, GAN, ShareSale is just going to bring you everybody. That's not going to happen. And that's why we think about thinking outside of the box. There's tools inside the networks to help bring you affiliates, but there's other ways that you can, go out to reach them. To me, first approach with affiliates is always, to me, it's like a business development opportunity, because there's ways that I can create lists, working with different affiliates. There's access to different customers that I didn't have access to before. So when I look at affiliate site, I also think to myself, instead of just paying a commission, would I actually buy a $10,000 or $50,000 ad on the site? I think that's a good measure, approach like a consumer would. So now that you've thought about it as a merchant, as a consumer, do you find the site appealing? Do you find the content appealing? Will you read this content? More importantly than reading just one article, will you read multiple articles? If you click through a site, is there a bunch of broken links? I mean, those are the kind of things as a consumer that would make you go away. It should also make you go away as a merchant. Look at your competitors. Oftentimes, a great way to find affiliates is to find other publishers that are working with some of your competitors and finding out, doing some outreach there, especially if you're in a highly competitive space like shoes. It's easy to kind of see who's doing what out there and do some outreach to those publishers. Do they create content themselves? Do they have a community? A great example of this is a loyalty site called Fat Wallet. Fat Wallet itself, just looks like a normal loyalty site, but what they've done really, really well is inside their forums, they've really created a community where there's a lot of feedback back and forth. And originally, when I first looked at their model, I was like, I'm not sure that there's going to be really a lot of value there. But those forums are very, very lively. And I think that's to me, that kind of community is a good benchmark. Do they have major reach? Are they active on Facebook? Are they active on Twitter? Are they active in social media? Do they have an email list? Do they have a YouTube channel? What are all the ways that they're reaching out to customers? Because oftentimes you can, one, augment your own efforts with their efforts as well. And again, it's a great way for them to keep interacting with the consumers, even when the consumers are not actually on the site. In terms of tactics of finding these folks, research tools I think are always great. SEMrush, Alexa. There's a lot of other tools out there. If you can afford them, stuff like Omniture and so on can also help you find those kind of things. Third-party software, Centrix is a great tool to help you find other affiliates, especially again where other merchants are working with different kinds of publishers, upstreams and downstreams for them. Deep dive into your analytics. Even if you can't afford any of these bigger tools, Google Analytics is a free tool. If you deep dive stop looking at the first 10 referrers on Google Analytics and open up to the first 500 and start doing dives into there, you'll find oftentimes, especially a lot of blogs, a lot of smaller sites that you may not even know wrote about your merchant that you should be outreaching to, and they may have a lot of quality there. Follow up on natural links from people who did blog posts. So if you do find a blog post and stuff, and it looks like that blog or that reviewer is somebody that you do want to work with on a regular basis because it's a great site, definitely reach out to them and from a business development standpoint, kind of inquire about what their goals are. Are they doing affiliate marketing? Or how are they monetizing their site? And have that conversation. It's definitely worthwhile. Some of your best customers could be affiliates. That often that turns into a way of testimonials, right? So if you have a customer that's a hardcore advocate, for example, I have one client who's a custom pet food company, and there's this, to make the kind of crazy cat lady joke, there's this lady who is a huge, huge fan of the product, and has literally analyzed in her own kitchen every other pet food out there. And so she goes through this whole process of analyzing it. She's been just talking about it to everybody in Facebook and so on. And because it was appropriate to the client, and because she does have a following and she does really know what she's talking about, we definitely did some outreach there and said, hey, you yourself are a purchaser of the product. Perhaps you could be also a long-term advocate, as well. Social analytics tools, of course, are great as well. Radian 6 is one of the ones that I really like to use. There's a lot of others out there that are excellent. Again, social analytics tools allow you to see where people are talking about your product in Twitter and Facebook, and not just the actual, let's say, if you look on Twitter itself, the usual tweet thing is only available for a couple days or a couple weeks. Radian 6 can go back for up to a year. You can find the actual tweet and then get some ideas, again, about whether, especially if the tweet is from a site or a blog, about outreaching again to those people if they talked about your product. And then, of course, we talk about all these great tools that can do it in mass. Nothing beats personal outreach and affiliate channel. This is still a person-to-person channel. It's why it's not remnant media. And part of that person-to-person aspect is reaching out and talking to them and the whole one-to-one basis. So in terms of other tactics as well, I always say that there's been a lot of forums that have been around for a while. A-Best Web is one of them. If you guys are not familiar with it, I definitely recommend going and checking them out. There's a lot of other forums out there. Definitely, when you do launch a new program or you're doing something new in your program, talk to people at ABW. Send out a press release to, Affiliate Summit itself has got its own forums, and reach out and let people know that something has happened new in your program. There's a wide variety of creatives that you can use, so make sure that you're using all of the creatives. Set up data feeds. If you have video, allow your affiliates to use the video. If you any other types of creative that your affiliates can use is something that you should absolutely giving them, because oftentimes I'll see a program that has a lot of technical advantages, but is only providing affiliates text links and banners. I think you're shorting the affiliate channel if you're just doing that.
Can I throw one example into that? We have a program that we work with that does high-end jewelry, and a lot of their banners about jewelry and custom. Your program creatives is almost merchandise. So some people aren't aware of certain product verticals within your program. So it looks like jewelry or Mother's Day and that sort of stuff, but they do really well in bridesmaids gifts. And we created a set of banners targeted towards using their jewelry as bridesmaids gifts, and then went back to the affiliates and said a lot of affiliates who hadn't joined, who were sort of wedding affiliates that we knew, and they're like, oh, that's great. We'll use those. We had no idea that's what they did. So when you're setting up your creatives, think about your core product areas and try to create creative sets for those areas, and it will pull in other affiliates who just didn't really think about your products that way.
And along with those creatives too, networks have slowly started to do some things in terms of expanding the types of creatives that are available, but there's definitely lots of third parties currently that allow for different tools out there that have excellent tools. Pop Shops, who I'm associated with and helped found, is one of them. Skimlinks is a great tool in terms of providing links in heavy content sites with lots and lots of text. Ring Revenue, which provides different forms of phone tracking. Ring Revenue is available on all the networks, but there's also direct things you can do at Ring Revenue. Widgetbox, again, for more kind of social widgets that are out there, helping build them on the fly. Reaching out to, be part of the associations. The Performance Marketing Association, it's not only a great way to meet other, publishers who you may want to work with and talk to other merchants as well, but the PMA does a lot of advocacy in terms of the industry on a legal basis with the variety of Amazon laws that are out there. Promotions or contests for high-value referrals. If you want a certain type of referral from an affiliate, definitely encourage them to provide that kind of referral. So for, if there's some kind of contest that you want them to focus on a specific new product that you guys have released, have them, drive a contest specifically around driving sales to that new product. Affiliates are often open to that, and again, it's a great way to figure out how much they want to interact with you on a regular basis, and implement new technology to open doors. Again, as we talked about some of those other things like the pay-per-call tracking and so on.
So walking through some examples here. I'll take professional photographers third, but with Tiny Prints program, which we manage, they have two brands, Tiny Prints and Wedding Paper Divas. So, affiliate program really shouldn't run in isolation of the general marketing efforts. We stay very closely in touch with the social media folks. We stay in touch with the business development team. There's a lot of people who always want to do a deal with a company, do a business development deal that's just hard and takes a lot of time. And we work with them, and they'll call us and say, hey, we talked to this guy about a business development deal, but you know what? They may be better off as an affiliate. And it's great because we have people come through the affiliate channel who are better off for business development. They're working with vice versa. And again, we're working with the whole marketing team to figure out, who's better. Your manager cannot run your program off off on an island, not talking to anyone. So with their wedding brand, we realized there were a lot of wedding service providers. There were invitation consultants and all these guys who were losing their business. These folks were calling, how do we work with you? It wasn't so much about changing the product segment. We had to get some different marketing material on the site. So we put up a wedding section. We talked about here's how you can refer us to our customers. Here's the process. We're all online, but you can order some samples here. And we set up a link. You take the samples, show them in your store, put a link up to our page, encourage them to go to you. We created visual walkthroughs for the whole share sale process. When you're trying to turn someone into an affiliate who's not an affiliate, your biggest challenge is, all right, so now I got to know you, and now you're telling me to go to a link share or a share sale. It's really more marketing and explanation and making it easy for them. So we created a program for wedding vendors who used to refer to people offline to refer to us online, and we have a bunch of wedding providers who do 100 here, 1,000 there. It's great. We have some nice long tail business from them. We do a lot with the mom blogs for our product. It's very popular in the high-end mom segment. We work with the social media team. When they find blogs that we try to convert over into affiliates, vice versa, we find some affiliates that they want to run contests to. We really, we try to identify those sites who may not be affiliates. I think a lot of people, they quit when they find out someone. It's hard to make someone an affiliate who's not affiliate. I'll tell you, we have two different approaches. When we know someone is affiliate of another program, we have a marketing message in a case that's, oh, we're a lot like this, why don't you sign up and join us? When they're not an affiliate, we even have language explaining, how it's similar to AdSense or explain what it is. And again, try to demystify this. We've done visual walkthroughs of the sign-up process and really try to make it easy for people to bring people into the affiliate market space who weren't affiliates. The Tiny Prints program has grown 100% for the last 3 years, and the biggest proponent of growth this year was professional photographers. So 2 years ago, we started getting all these phone calls from professional photographers. I want to refer my clients to you. How do we do this? We took our initial approach and we said, here's how you would do it up. Here's how you set up the links. You would give them to your customers. They'd order. And then we listened to them, and they said, first of all, if you deal with professional photographers, very creative people, they don't like instructions. So they could not figure out this creating link thing. We got a ton of demand. They'd sign up. They'd call every day. I don't get this link. These links are ugly. All this stuff we heard from them. And then they also said, what's more important to me than even commission is getting my credit on the back of the card. What can we do for that? And we just had a ton of demand. And so we tried to figure this out, with the company. And the first year, we had a program, it doubled. Then 2 years ago, we said, let's make these guys a co-branded page. So we decided to create what we call a Storefront Program, and we let them set up a co-branded page at tinyprints/storefronts. We know they didn't like affiliate links. So we called up Share Sale we work with, and we said, how do we stuff our own cookie? And they told us how. And we set it up so that they go onto our site, they plug in their affiliate number, they get a co-branded URL, they send all their clients to the URL. We worked with engineering, so they store their name, and when they order from there, they get a credit, and the photographer's name goes on the back of the card. That program grew 200% last year. And we heard a lot of people say, oh, this is what worked, and it did not work. So we sat down again, and this is sort of the affiliate team working with the business development product team, and said, oh, we know how to fix this, and we fixed a bunch of changes. This thing exploded this year. We had 900 photographers create storefronts. These are people who are now, we've brought 900 professional photographers into the affiliate community who didn't even understand what this before. They are mandating that their customers use Tiny Prints because they want their photo credit on the back of the card. So we're not even doing any of the marketing. They're saying you have to work with us. So we're doing our marketing to the photographers. We had, again, the business development team this year said to us, God, we keep getting these requests from nonprofits, or they want to do this as a fundraiser, and we said, oh, why don't we try them in our Storefronts program? So we shoehorned some changes. We put them into the Storefronts. We let them change it and use it as a fundraising tool. We tested it with about 10 people. We had a PTA in Los Altos, California. These moms who did the marketing, unbelievable. We're not doing the marketing. They are sending email after email to the school. Just order our cards through this Tiny Print storefront. The school gets to keep all the money back. They did $50,000 of sales, a PTA in about 2 weeks. So that was another brand new angle that we're taking it. And then we learned nonprofit. So Operation Smile was stuck talking to our business development team. They want to do the same thing. We said, oh, well, let's make them affiliate, put them in the program. All the cards that were ordered through that, and they encouraged their corporate folks and friends to order. And they all said supporting Operation Smile on the back. So this is sort of what it looked like. Just give you an example. And again, this sort of idea came from between business development, marketing, the affiliate team. We figured a way to attach this to our affiliate program and create almost 1,000 new affiliates. Here's an example of a photographer site. They were able to put a picture to personalize it. They were able to put some language, pick their favorite cards, and they just use this URL, and they don't have to think about affiliate URLs. We store their ID, and we basically stuff the cookie for them in a good way in the background so that it's easy. And then here's a nonprofit who used it on the bottom. This is the one that raised $50,000. We figured out some different buttons for them to position it, and they positioned it as fundraisers. Our number one growth strategy for this year is if a school can raise $10,000, I'm going to find 100 PTOs that can raise $10,000 next year and generate $1 million in incremental affiliate sales. It's not the normal stuff you hear people talking about at the conferences and whatever, but this it really made sense for our business. So what were the results of this? Over 900 storefronts in the first year, on target for $1 million in revenue. It's become a major new product initiative for the company. Like I said, we had less than 20 kind of beta nonprofits that generate $120,000 in revenue in November and December. And the best part is these guys have a reason to sell. These photographers and these school blogs, they are doing all the marketing for us. We've done the marketing. We've put a lot of work into understanding how they use the program. A lot of people in affiliate marketing don't realize this is like your sales force. Your marketing is not consumer marketing. It's marketing on how do you train your sales force to be good sellers. But they are doing all the blasting, all the promoting. And once we train them and got them kind of up to speed, and by the way, we take a lot of phone calls, 24/7 in December, getting people set up. But when they get it, they get it. Example number 2, Blurb, another one of our clients. They do photo books, but really more high-end sort of self-publishing, people who want to write about their trip to France and turn it into a book, or write a cookbook or a poetry book, and it's high-end. So, we found that, a lot of these forums around camera forums and Nikon forums, photo enthusiast sites are working. We watch who the new customers are, and we say, Pentax forums, there must be other ones. So someone on our team will go out and research other forums, and we'll try to reach out to them. By the way, the best thing you could ever do to recruit someone is to show them that their competitor is doing it. Hey, we're having great luck with your competitor who's doing this, generating a ton of sales. Maybe you guys would like to do this too. Gets their attention right away. And again, keep in mind though, if they're not an affiliate, you just have that extra threshold of having to explain they're you, and then you got to sign up with the network. You got to be patient with that process. Again, they're targeting professional photographers who are looking to make commissions off their photos. There's been a huge change in that market where instead of selling products, these guys are getting comfortable with selling a CD full of images for a lot of money. And instead of having to deal with all the product fulfillment, they're saying, okay, I would do all this marked up products 2 years ago. Now I sell the CD for $1,000, but I tell them go here, here, and here. They do all the work, and I get a 20% commission. We actually pay our default affiliates are paid 10%. We pay our storefront, anyone who sets up a storefront, 13%, because we just found that those orders are incrementally more valuable. We've also found these sites, Scrapbooks, genealogists, yearbook creators. Once you find one or two that works, you never totally know what's going to work, but when it works, there's usually a lot more people out there that you can go look at. So some example stuff that we did is that Blurb actually has a really cool widget. If I launch it on here, I'm not sure how to get bad at it. When it's on another site, if someone's selling their book, they can flip through all the books and see all the pages before they find it. So we went to the engineering team and said, hey, can you make us an affiliate version of these? Because we can turn your authors into affiliates. They'll want to put these on their sites and encourage people to buy the book because they'll get an affiliate commission in addition to their loyalty. So we work with the engineering team so that you go to this URL, you plug in your affiliate ID, it pops out the widget with all your affiliate code in it automatically. So again, the things that you want to do that are different often require going to the product development team, going to the engineering team, going to your network. If you have a good relationship with the network and you say, I want to try something different, they'll work on with you. We did a Momblog giveaway. They really wanted to push these new books. So we did a free book offer. We went to a bunch of affiliates and we said, here, make a free book so that you have something to write about. They made their free book. Then we gave them all, money to run their own contest and promote their book and talk about their book. And then they got to choose the winner. So it was a marketing asset for their site. And it generated about about 50 sites participating, a lot of great content. Our clients love this. When we send them the reports at the end of the month with 50 links to blog posts about their product and people writing about it, they love this stuff. To them, this is value-added marketing. It's brand marketing. Like I said, Angel said before, it's easy to push a sale. It's easy to push a deal. This stuff is a lot harder, but inherently the companies consider it a lot more valuable. The marketing team has learned to leverage the affiliate base for new product launches. They had Instagram is just taking off like crazy, and so they came up with a thing, turning Instagram into photo books or day planner or books from your Facebook photos. And we came up with promotions specifically to run those through the affiliate channel, get those guys making them, get them talking about it, and it generates a ton of blog posts and contents that they're really excited about.
These next two examples I threw in there because specifically from the business development standpoint, to me they were examples that in working with affiliates, a business development aspect ended up happening. So, the first one was, sometimes an affiliate can help you identify a niche audience. And this specific example is with online shoes. Online shoes at the time, we kept having this affiliate contacting us all the time saying, hey, I've got a nursing site and people keep coming up to me, they're my readers, and saying, can you talk about nursemates? And I get a lot of nursemates stuff, but you don't have nursemates on your retail site, and can you guys see about getting them on? And our merchandising team at that time was thinking about bringing on nursemates, but it was never a priority, never had prioritized it. Finally, based on this, affiliates push, Online Shoes did, and nursemates, became the #1 brand inside Online Shoes for, people who are I'm spacing the word, people who are working with industry shoes and are standing on their feet, all day long, waitresses, nurses, and so on. And again, it wasn't something that Online Shoes had done previously, but the whole push happened because the affiliate had kind of kept hassling us, and so we were like, well, there's seems to be some interest there. It's not a big deal for the merchandise team to bring on a trial, several of these products and try them out. Sometimes they can do other, get you to do other things as well. So since it's election season, Jones Soda, one of my former clients, did campaign cola the last election. I think they're going to do it this election as well. So campaign cola that year was Barack Obama, McCain, and Hillary Clinton. So, and those three were picked because at that time, those were the three candidates who were still into it. Well, there was one particular candidate's fan base that was incensed. There were Jones Soda drinkers that was incensed that Jones didn't have this particular candidate. So they started hitting every blog that had our ads, every blog that had ever talked about us. They started emailing everybody, all kinds of posts on Facebook. Can anybody guess who is missing from these three? Somebody said in the back, Ron Paul. Ron Paul fans went insane. So we added Ron Paul, and because we're just creating a label for Ron Paul. Okay, we're calling, Ron Paul Revolution Soda. Ron Paul Revolution Soda outsold almost everybody except for Obama, even though we only created Ron Paul Revolution Soda, I think 3 weeks after we launched the other stuff. So again, mostly because the feedback we were getting from all these sites we had been working with anyways. In terms of blogger outreach, we talk a lot about bloggers, blog moms, and so on. One of my current clients, Abe's Market, natural organic retailer. The problem with Abe's is that Abe's has got a lot of really, really cool products, but they're all super niche. Most of them you can't find in your grocery store. Most of them you haven't heard about before. And the question was, how do we get people to be interested in their products? And how do we work with publishers to promote a brand who you can't just bucket into shoes? One of the examples is on Abe's. Abe's has a lot of food that's really high, but for example, they've got organic shower curtains is one of their top-selling products. It's really difficult to find publishers that want to work with an organic shower curtain merchant. So what we did, mom bloggers, big fans of mom bloggers, both of us. We reached out to mom bloggers. We sent them product samples We also added a fee plus structure because a lot of these people, again, are used to just AdSense. We said, look, you're not familiar with us. We're going to send you a product. We're also going to pay you a flat fee. It was a minimal flat fee for your time. And then the rest of it is going to be on a normal affiliate channel basis. And this got them to go ahead and do it. And we organized some, a regular way and a regular time frame in which they would publish in. And we provided a baseline and a training, and this was just launched in September, and it's been working very well. Late November, early December, we got a lot of pickup from it, and I'm hoping for a lot more pickup in the spring. Another blogger outreach, a new client, the SafeSig. Again, it's a social message here. They're an electronic cigarettes company. Their social message was, we don't want any new smokers. We just want to take all the current smokers and switch them to a product that's less harmful for them. So one of the things was, if you're going to reach out to a blogger here, you got to be worried about brand message. So we looked around for several bloggers, and we ended up teaming with Liz Strauss. I don't know if any of you guys know Liz. Liz has 80-some thousand followers on Twitter, has her own conference called SobCon, is a professional speaker, really understands her stuff. And more importantly than any of those qualifications, she's absolutely genuine and brave about sharing. She's been a long-time smoker all her life, and she's starting to lose her voice as a professional speaker because of the smoking. So she said, hey, I would like to, try the product. And after she had tried it, she was like, okay, I'd like to be an evangelist for you guys and help you guys drive traffic because of this.
So a key, that we see is, making your program attractive to value-added affiliates, which also means making your program not attractive to not value-added affiliates. So you get the right people, and you just discourage people from the outset from even joining. So, I mentioned this before, but low-quality affiliates will, they'll drive away traffic from value-added affiliates if they're always seeing their orders hijacked. This starts with having a strict terms and conditions and enforcing it. There's a lot of cut and paste in this industry from other people's terms and conditions. I mean, you can write whatever you want, but the reality is, are you going to enforce it? We for our programs, write very clear non-legalese, section by section. This is what we're cool with. This is what we're not cool with. Here are the ramifications. There's no confusion. You don't need to be a lawyer to read it, and we enforce it pretty hard. And we that's really the teeth. And I'd say if you're starting a program, the number one thing you could do is stay true to your T&C. And if you're going to copy from someone else and not do any of those things, you might as well not copy from them. I said this before, but I don't think you need 300, 400 affiliate coupons sites in your affiliate program. That many could apply in the first 2 days. It's a hard group to manage. There's a lot of things that again, they post things that you don't want to do or don't do in your T&C. We actually go through all of our coupon sites every month. We have saved in Excel a link to the page. We check to make sure they're in compliance, and we tell them if they're not. It's really hard to police with 300 sites. And if a lot of them are getting it from search, you could argue once you're filled up with the first page of Google, I'm not sure how 300 helps you. Again, create policies, terms, and use technology that rewards the desired behavior and discourages the other one. There's a couple things people do. They do custom coupons that actually reward the original affiliate if they're scraped or stolen as a way to make sure that doesn't happen. We implemented something at Tiny Prints that we call our mid-cart checkout rule. The bullets are on here, but basically we've determined for a personalized product that you can't get through our cart in 10 minutes. So we've tested. So anyone who gets a sale in the last 10 minutes is usually someone who's getting someone to pop out of a cart. So when that happens, we worked closely again with our network on this. I've had people tell me, we can't do it. They don't support it. We told them they wanted to do it. They worked with us. What happens is if there's a single person in the last 10 minutes, automatically their order gets dropped down to 2%. We value that less. If there's an affiliate in the last 10 minutes and there was an affiliate much earlier that normally would have get rewritten and overwritten in a normal case, we go back, we pull out that affiliate's cookie from the original affiliate's cookie, we send a manual transaction to share sale, we give them full credit, and we give the second person the 2%. So we're actually paying in totality more of a commission there, but it's more important to us to reward the right behavior. And we've said to a lot of the coupon sites and the folks who said, look, we're just judging you on an order by order basis. We find that something that comes in the last 5 minutes is worth less. And so if that's where all your sales are going to be, then you're going to get paid out less. And that's the logic we did for that. So just in summary, know what's valuable and not valuable for your business. There's a lot of folks out there, agencies, network, whatever, they just have a standard party line about a good affiliate. And, there's a lot of incentive in this industry for everyone to be a good affiliate since everyone's getting paid sort of on total sales. And I say unquote back to the attribution, but really figure out what makes sense for if you're a super personalized product that no one else has, then there's a lot of affiliates that aren't going to make sense for you. Again, focus on new customer acquisition. Almost all the networks support ways to pay additional or higher level commission for a new customer. You can flag it as a new customer in your system. You can send it back to them. You'll have a program by its nature that just rewards new customer acquisition more. Make sure your affiliate team has the sales, marketing, and business development team need to grow your program. Managing an affiliate program requires elements of marketing, it requires understanding technology, and it requires sales and business development. There's a lot of people who don't have those skills. They're not people, they don't know how to sell. You got to make sure you have the right skills for what you're doing. Getting on the phone, talking to people, be able to convince someone why they need to join a program that they didn't know they need to join. Again, making your T&C unattractive to low-value affiliates, and remembering, as I've found, anything that seems too good to be true in affiliate marketing usually is. So contact information's here. If you want to email either of us or tweet or whatever other forms are available, happy to do that. I think we have the poll technology here. Yeah, sorry. I'll leave it running for. Got it? So the one question any questions from the audience first? No one? No. Go ahead.
Can you talk a little bit about the smaller affiliates, how much time is going to put into a smaller affiliate, try to bring along to their experience so that it's good for both?
Yeah, we coach people. There's a lot of folks that will just take any program. Great, yes, sounds good, you're just starting. Affiliate marketing is not good if you have no revenue, usually. I mean, it's only going to be a percentage of your revenue, and it's not the good first channel because you need to get all your conversion issues sorted out before you want to drive traffic. So I think, we tell people that affiliate, if you don't want to do this, a lot of the stuff takes up, people have been told, oh, you turn it on, it makes money right away. That works, and that false sort of stigma exists because of a lot of this coupon and last minute stuff, where what's happening right away is people are jumping and grabbing onto your traffic that you already have. Affiliate marketing really is more like business development, and I think when you're working with a smaller affiliate, the expectation that if it's going to be 10 to 20% of your sales, what is your revenue, and it's going to take 2 years to get there, a year or two, what's your revenue, does it make sense? This is like business development. If you want me or Angel or someone else to sit and call and work with people, they're not going to produce from day one. It looks a lot more like a traditional business development effort, which is you have an outreach period, you're developing relationships. I mean, we condition clients not to expect a sale in the first 2 months, even though they do, because we say, look, once we get this up, the people that run to join you, it's like the party you can't get into, the club you can't get into, right? Everyone that runs to join you is not who you want. You got to go get those people, then they got to get traffic to their site, then there's the cookie period, so 30, 60 days. But the stuff that happens right away is fundamentally the stuff that can make the program unhealthy in the long term. So it's just a matter of how much the person is willing to invest during that time period and how much they can afford. Unfortunately, you see a lot of smaller companies with little to no revenue, calling outside agencies, asking them all about this service, and I'm not totally sure what they're expecting that, how are you going to work on a performance basis of nothing? So I think it really depends on the merchant mindset of, whether they look at this in business development and how they're measuring success is in the first 2 months or what it's doing in, 6 months to a year.
And the only caveat to that I would add is that, to me, I think it's definitely worthwhile to work with smaller affiliates, but not when the program is just starting. To me, after an affiliate program becomes stable, and the smaller affiliates and the niche affiliates can help then increase the overall health of the program and lift the overall program after that initial launch period. Trying to get a smaller affiliate up and running during a launch, I think, is always and it's just not going to be successful for either party.
I mean, if we're dealing with a new program and it's in the retail space, we go right to the product feed sites. Like, get your feed set up, get it in all the big sites. The bang for buck you're going to get by getting the exposure that way is just going to be a lot better.
I've got a friend that has a direct contract with Office Depot, and what it is, it's up to 86% off their retail price on about 300 of their most used products, and then there's 10 to 20% off on the next 2,000 to 3,000 products. But he just has 2 points, 2% to pay affiliates. I'm not sure there's enough room there. What's your thought?
It really matters on the average sale there. So, a Best Buy or someone offers 2%, but you got the $1,000 television potential, right? If it's 2% on a $20 product, it may not be attractive. So there's a metric called EPC, which is earnings per 100 clicks sent, which normalizes for all this stuff, which is if I send 100 clicks to that person, how much net dollars do I get back? And that's really a good way to compare, A to B.
My thought would be for that would be coupon sites, because anybody can get the coupon for free.
Yeah.
And then maybe 2% back to the coupon site. Does that sound like a viable?
If the site's willing to do it and if they get interested in that, then, it's going to be on a site-by-site basis.
It's a non-expiring, ongoing discount.
Yeah.
They print a card. Actually, the cards that you can print off the internet, you take it to Office Depot and they'll laminate it.
Yeah, there may be. I think, it comes down to each merchant. I'm getting the flag on time, but we'll stay up here for a few minutes. If you guys have any questions, feel free to come up. Thank you.
Thank you.